Hello everyone, I am going to start a new topic, Vanta factor. I hope you will enjoy in this video. So first I am going to start Vanta factor. First recall a concentration terms. So, concentration terms. Concentration terms are divided into two types in terms of weight, in terms of volume. First we classified in terms of weight, in terms of weight and in terms of volume. Now in terms of weight, several concentration terms are there. First is mass percentage. Mass percentage. Second is mass and volume percentage. Third is ppm. ppm means parts per million. And fourth is ppb. Parts per billion. Fifth concentration term is molality. Molality. So there are 5 concentration terms which we are studying in this chapter, which is related to weights. And next, another concentration term which are related to volume are first is volume percentage, next is molarity, next concentration term is normality, and another next concentration term is formality. Last one is mass by volume. Mass by volume percentage. So there are various types of concentration terms which are studied in this chapter. Now, first discuss one by one. By using their formula, we can define Vanta factor. First, we correlate with this mass percentage. Mass percentage are written in terms of X% W by W, and mass by volume is X% W by V. ppm simply related ppm, and ppb molality, a small m, volume percentage V by V, molarity capital M, normality capital M, formality capital F, and mass by volume, that is X%, only X%. If you put X%, it means this concentration term is directly related to mass by volume. So first start in terms of weight percentage. In terms of weight, first we start mass percentage. Only we discuss formula, not definitions are required to this term because you already studied in previous topic. So mass percentage is equal to mass of solid by mass of solution into 100. Next is mass by volume. Mass of solid by mass of volume of solution 200. ppm mass of solute divided by mass of either you put solvent or you put solution. तो यहाँ बोलोगे कि सॉल्वेंट और सॉल्यूशन दोनों आप लिख रहे हैं. ये जो ppm टर्म है वो बहुत ही स्मॉलेस्ट पार्ट, वो 1 मिलियन में 1 पार्टिकल को हम ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं. तो यहाँ हम लोग मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट में लिखें या मास ऑफ सॉल्यूशन में लिखें तो कोई ज़्यादा रॉन्ग नहीं है. तो फर्स्ट यू रिमेंबर दैट ppm इज इक्वल टू मास ऑफ सॉल्यूट बाई मास ऑफ आइदर सॉल्वेंट और you put mass of solution into 10 to the power 6 in ppb mass of solute by mass of solvent or either solution into 10 to the power 9. Next, last concentration terms in terms of weight is very important, which is called molality, which you already studied in qualitative property. So, in molality, number one formula is mass of solute by mass of solvent. Remember that mass of solvent, not solution, in case of molality, into 1000 by weight of solvent in gram. If you put weight of, if in a question, if weight of solvent is given in kg, then 1000 term is not required. You simply put weight of solvent in kilogram without putting 1000 value, directly put weight of solvent in kilogram. Next formula in terms of mole fraction. Mole fraction is equal to number of moles of solute. If we want to calculate mole fraction of solute, then we put number of moles of solute by number of moles of solution. By using this formula, we can calculate molality also. So in terms of molality is equal to mole fraction of solute by mole fraction of solvent into 1000 by molecular mass of solvent. So if you want to calculate molality, in question mass of solute or mass of solute and mass of solvent are given, then you put this formula. If mass of solute or mass of solvent are not given and molality is given, then you put this formula, mole fraction of solute by mole fraction of solvent into 1000 by molar mass of solvent. So by using this concentration term, we can correlate next term with this is Van 't Hoff factor. So first, if you want to know Van 't Hoff factor, first you know this formula to correlate with them. So next, in terms of volume, first formula is molarity. Formula of molarity is equal to mass of solute by molar mass of solid into 1000 by mass of solvent volume of solution in milliliter. If in a question, if volume is given in terms of milliliter, then you put 1000. If volume of solution is given in liter, then 1000 term is not required. You directly put this and calculate. So another formula of molarity is 10 into x% weight by volume into D for density of solution. D is equal to density of solution divided by molecular mass of solid. Next formula is 10 into x% W by W. They are not required. If mass of solid in terms of weight by volume, then density is required, because without using density we cannot transform mass into volume and volume into mass. So always require density. If mass is given, if concentration is given in terms of mass, so density is also required. If volume is not given, then you put density, then you transform into volume. If volume is given, then not required density. So in that case, 10 into x% W by V, then no requirement of density is there, and that's why you put 10 into x% W by V by molar mass of solid. This is very, very important. This formula is already used in osmotic pressure molarity. If you want to calculate osmotic pressure or in different osmotic solution, if you want to calculate different molarity terms, then different formula are used. If this formula is used when mass of solid and molar mass of solid are given. अगर ये क्वेश्चन में x परसेंटेज के टर्म में दिया हो तो आप डेंसिटी के टर्म में कैलकुलेट करेंगे. अगर क्वेश्चन में परसेंटेज के टर्म में वॉल्यूम के टर्म में मेंशन हो तो आप डायरेक्टली पुट करके आप क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज नॉर्मलिटी. Same normality is also similar to molarity, but one term is different. In place of molar mass, we put equivalent mass. The formula is similar to molarity. Weight of solid by equivalent weight. Here, in case of molarity, we put molar mass of solid, but in that case, weight of solid and equivalent weight of solid are put in place of molar mass of solid. And rest of the formula is same. 1000 by volume of solution in liter. Next formula in terms of mass by volume, 10 into x% W by V. They not require density, and that's why we put equivalent mass of solid. Another formula is same, 10 into x% W by W. Then we require density, so we put density and then divided by equivalent mass of solid. Next term is formality. Formality is used when ionic solids are given in solution. Formality is also equal to molarity, but molarity used in non-ionic solid like glucose, sugar, urea is given. But in solution, if sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, aluminum sulfate or any ionic compounds are given, then those solution formality terms are calculated, not molarity. In formality, denoted by F is same mass of ionic compound by formula mass of ionic compound into volume divided by volume of solution in milliliter. Volume of solution in milliliter. So this is the concentration terms which are used if concentration terms are given in terms of volume. So you remember that. Then we correlate Van't-Hoff factor. Now we discuss when Van't-Hoff factor, two terms are used in terms of solution. If solution is formed by solute and solvent, then solute are classified into two types. One are non-electrolytic solute, non-electrolytic solute. Or next one is electrolytic solute. Before going, we first discuss what is non-electrolyte and what is electrolyte. Those solute which are added in aqueous solution and break into different ions, then first type of solute are called electrolytic solute, and those solute which are if we added in solution, then no dissociation or association takes place, then such type of solute is called non-electrolytic solute. It means we directly write neither dissociation nor association takes place. Neither dissociation nor association takes place. But in case of electrolytic solute, either association or dissociation simultaneously takes place. Either association or dissociation. This depends on solvent. In case of selective solvent, dissociation will take place. In case of selective solvent, dissociation will take place. All ionic solute, if present in water, then always dissociation takes place. If solute is ionic and those ionic solutes are added in aqueous solution, then always dissociation takes place. Dissociation means if we consider sodium chloride and sodium chloride are added in water, that's why sodium chloride dissociates into corresponding ions Na plus aqueous and Cl minus aqueous. But some organic compounds, if we are added acetic acid or simply acetylene, AC triple bond CH, if acetylene are added in benzene solution, then it transform into benzene solution or either CCl4 solution, carbon tetrachloride, then transform into benzene. So you can say that this acetylene, 3 moles of acetylene combines or associate to form single mole of benzene. That's why in this case the association of molecule takes place, and here in case of sodium chloride, if sodium chloride is added in water, then dissociation takes place. So association or dissociation are two different terms which are used in Venta factor, and Venta factor is correlated. If Venta factor is written in terms of I is the symbol of Venta factor. So the formula of Venta factor is observed colligative property, observed colligative property by normal colligative property. Normal colligative property is simply written OCP by NCP. But question is that what is colligative property and what is the observed difference between, what is the difference between observed and normal colligative property? So first, let us here one example. If you know boiling point of water, आप बॉइलिंग पॉइंट वाटर का जानते हो कि 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस होता है, लेकिन जैसे ही आप उसमें शुगर या सॉल्ट को ऐड करोगे तो ऐड करने के बाद सॉल्यूशन का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट यानी वो जो सॉल्यूशन वाटर का होगा उसका बॉइलिंग पॉइंट अब 100 नहीं होगा, 100 से कुछ ज़्यादा होगा। तो क्वेश्चन ये है कि 100 से ज़्यादा क्यों होगा, ये क्वालिटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी की वजह से ऐसा क्या चेंज आ रहा है, क्या ऐसा चेंजिंग आ गया कि वो 100 की जगह पे 100 से कुछ और ज़्यादा पॉइंट पे बॉयल करेगा। सिमिलरली एक और एग्जांपल कि अगर उसी शुगर और सॉल्ट को अगर हम वाटर में ऐड करके फ्रीज करें तो नॉर्मल वाटर 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे फ्रीज करें, लेकिन अगर हम उस वाटर में कुछ सॉलिड को ऐड करके सॉल्यूशन बना लिए तो वो जो वाटर का जो सॉल्यूशन होगा अब वो एग्जैक्टली 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे फ्रीज नहीं करे, अब वो 0 से नीचे फ्रीज करे, यानी 0 से नीचे मतलब माइनस कुछ पर्टिकुलर माइनस टेम्परेचर पे वो फ्रीज करेगा। तो दैट्स वाई इफ वी एडिंग सॉलिड इन ए सॉल्वेंट then the overall property of solution change, and which depends on how many amounts of solute are added. आपने कितना अमाउंट में सॉल्यूट को ऐड किया वो इस पर डिपेंड करेगा। अगर आप 1 स्पून शुगर मिलाकर उसको बॉईल करेंगे तो उसका बॉइलिंग पॉइंट अलग होगा, और उसी सेम सॉल्यूशन में 1 स्पून और शुगर ऐड कर देंगे तो बॉइलिंग पॉइंट और रेज करेगा। अगर आप उसी सेम 1 स्पून वाले वाटर के सॉल्यूशन को आप फ्रीज करोगे तो हो सकता है वो माइनस 0 पॉइंट समथिंग पे फ्रीज कर रहा हो, माइनस में वो कुछ पार्टिकुलर पे वो फ्रीज कर रहा हो, लेकिन अगर आप और शुगर ऐड करेंगे तो और वो निगेटिव में जाएगा, यानी पार्टिकल को ऐड करने से डायरेक्टली फ्लक्चुएट कर रहा है ये प्रॉपर्टी। तो दैट्स वाई फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी इज कॉल्ड कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी, यानी दोज प्रॉपर्टी विच डिपेंड्स ऑन नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स ऑफ सॉल्यूट और नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सॉल्यूट, देन सच टाइप ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी इज कॉल्ड कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी। वन थिंग you also remember that colligative property depends only on number of particles or number of moles of solute, not irrespective of the nature of solute. पार्टिकल कौन है क्या है इससे कोई मतलब नहीं, पार्टिकल का अमाउंट कितना है इससे मतलब। तो कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी इज डायरेक्टली डिपेंडेंट ऑन अमाउंट ऑफ सॉल्यूट, व्हाट अमाउंट ऑफ सॉल्यूट you take, this is the matter. So in that case, if I is equal to observed colligative property by normal colligative property, it means what is observed colligative property and what is normal colligative property. Observed colligative property is that if you put solute in a solvent, then either those solute something dissociate or sometimes they associate. That's why observed colligative properties differ than normal. आप सोचते होंगे कि आपने 1 मोल सोडियम क्लोराइड को वाटर में ऐड कर दिया तो 1 मोल ही होगा, बट एक्चुअल में जब सोडियम क्लोराइड के 1 मोल को वाटर में ऐड करेंगे तो वाटर में जाते के साथ वो 2 मोल में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, 1 मोल सोडियम आयन एंड 1 मोल क्लोराइड आयन। सिमिलरली जब आप सॉल्यूशन एसिटिलीन का बना रहे होंगे कार्बन टेट्रा क्लोराइड में तो आप सोच रहे हो कि 3 मोल एसिटिलीन को हम ऐड कर रहे हैं तो वो सॉल्यूशन में 3 मोल होगा, बट आफ्टर दिस सॉल्यूशन 1 mole benzene is formed. It means here association takes place. So you should remember that if particle is associated, then normal colligative properties differ than observed colligative property. If particle is associated or dissociated, then always observed colligative property is going. In case of dissociation, if Venta factor is greater than 1, that's why I is equal to observed colligative property divided by normal colligative property. Here I is equal to observed by normal, and if we consider a normal salt like NaCl, MgCl2, aluminum chloride, aluminum sulfate, then if you add, before adding, if you put 1 mole of NaCl and after dissolution 1 mole NaCl dissociate into 2 mole ions. Another example, magnesium chloride. If you add magnesium chloride in aqueous solution, then before adding 1 mole and after dissociation it transform into 3 moles of magnesium and chloride ion. Before adding aluminum chloride 1 mole and after dissolution 1 mole aluminum chloride dissociate into 1 mole aluminum ions and 3 mole chloride ion. That's why total number of moles after dissociation is 4. And here aluminum sulfate, 2 moles of aluminum ion dissociates and 3 moles sulfate ions. That's why total number of ions in aluminum sulfate is equal to 5. So here in case of dissociation, observed colligative property is always higher than normal colligative property. So we can write another term in dissociation. Observed colligative property is always greater than normal property. That's why I is always greater than 1. So you can say that why in case of dissociation I is greater than 1, because observed colligative property of solution is always greater than normal colligative property. So here such case takes place when dissociation is 100%. 100% dissociation takes place. Then you can write if n is equal to 2, then I is also equal to 2. If n is equal to 3, then I is also equal to 3. n is equal to 4, then I is also equal to 4, and I is also equal to 5 if n is equal to 5. You write I directly if dissociation takes place simultaneously 100%. If 100% dissociation takes place, then n is equal to I. So you can write directly. If you know n, then put the value of n in I. That's why if n is equal to 2, then you write I is also equal to 2. If n is equal to 3, then you write I is equal to also equal to 3. तो आप ऐसे आप डायरेक्ट कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो. बट क्वेश्चन ये है कि अगर 100% से कम हुआ, if dissociation is less than 100%, then how can we calculate I? So we put another example. By using this, we can calculate dissociation. If dissociation is less than 100%, then one new term is introduced, alpha. Alpha is equal to degree of dissociation, degree or percentage of dissociation. Percentage of dissociation. Alpha is equal to degree of dissociation or percentage. If sodium chloride dissociates 70%, then you put alpha is equal to 70%. If magnesium chloride dissociates 70%, that's why you put alpha is equal to 70%. So if alpha is equal to degree or percentage of dissociation, then formula of point of factor is equal to I is equal to alpha is equal to I minus 1 by n minus 1. And you know already n is equal to total number of moles before total number of moles after dissociation. And there n, if alpha is equal to 70%, if alpha is equal to 70%, then you put alpha is equal to, if dissociation is 70%, that's why alpha is equal to 70 by 100. 70 by 100, it means 7. If dissociation is 80%, that's why alpha is equal to 80 by 100. It means 80 by 100 is equal to 0.8. So you put in such a manner that if dissociation is 20% or x%, if dissociation is x%, it means alpha is equal to x by 100. So in such manner you put alpha and then you calculate I. One question: if 2m solution, m means molarity, 2m solution of sodium chloride is 100% dissociated, then calculate observed molarity. So by using alpha and initial concentration of molarity, we can calculate I. Then if alpha is equal to, the formula alpha is equal to 100%, it means alpha is equal to 100 by 100, which is equal to 1. By using this formula, 1 is equal to I minus 1, or you know already sodium chloride N is equal to 2. That's why 2 minus 1. Therefore, I minus 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, I is equal to 2. I is equal to 2. तो आपने देखा पहले भी कि 100% लेंगे तो अगर n का वैल्यू 2 है तो I भी 2 होता था, और यहाँ हमने मैथमेटिकली इसको कैलकुलेट करते हुए दिखाया कि अगर आपने अल्फा का वैल्यू 100% कंसीडर किया तो I का वैल्यू 2 कैसे आएगा। हमने इसको कैलकुलेट भी कर लिया। तो आप थ्योरेटिकली डायरेक्ट भी बता सकते हैं, अगर आपको अल्फा का वैल्यू 100% मालूम है तो I, और अगर आपको कैलकुलेट करना है तो आप इस मैथमेटिकल फार्मूला को यूज करके कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो भी आपको सॉल्व हो जाएगा। नेक्स्ट, if alpha in same question, if alpha is less than 100%, means sodium chloride dissociated 80%. That's why alpha is equal to 80%, means 80 by 100. This is equal to 0.8. So here we put alpha 0.8 and rest of the term is same, I minus 1 by 2 minus 1. Therefore, I minus 1 is equal to 0.8. Therefore, I is equal to 1.8. तो देख रहे हैं यहाँ कि जब 100% था तो I का वैल्यू 2 था, 80% है तो I का वैल्यू पहले से कम होगा, तो 2 से कम क्या हुआ 1.8। तो आप इस तरह से कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो कि डिफरेंट डिसोसिएशन परसेंटेज हो तो आप अल्फा कैसे आप सॉल्व करोगे। तो if 2m solution of sodium chloride is 80% dissociated, then the I is equal to 1.8. If 2m solution of sodium chloride is 100% dissociated, then I is equal to 2. Now, in case of association, association, if association is 100%, then 2 mole of, if 2 mole acetic acid CH3COH combines or associate to form dimer of CH3COH. This is called dimer and process is called dimerization. तो आपके क्वेश्चन में हमेशा इस तरह से लिखा होगा, कोई कंसंट्रेशन टर्म दिया होगा, आप लिखा होगा अंडरगो डाइमराइजेशन, अंडरगो ट्राइमराइजेशन। तो अब इस तरह से आप इसको कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो। तो 2 मोल ऑफ एसिटिक एसिड डाइमराइज्ड टू फॉर्म 1 मोल एसिटिक एसिड। नाउ if 3 mole acetylene dimerized from single benzene C6H6. This process is called trimerization. Trimerization. That's why you have 3 moles of acetylene combines to form 1 mole benzene. And here I is equal to N first. Write N is equal to 2 and here N is equal to 3. What is the N? So N is equal to number of moles before association. आप देख सकते हैं प्रीवियस का मैं नंबर ऑफ मोल्स आफ्टर डिसोसिएशन देखते थे, बट इन केस ऑफ एसोसिएशन N इज इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ मोल्स बिफोर एसोसिएशन. एसोसिएशन के पहले कितना मोल है, और लेकिन क्वेश्चन ये है कि हमेशा 1 मोल में ट्रांसफॉर्म होना चाहिए. अगर ये पर मोल के लिए तो देखेंगे कि ये पर मोल के लिए ट्रांसफॉर्म हो रहा है, तब अगर क्वेश्चन पर मोल नहीं होगा, कुछ ऐसा सिचुएशन है 3 moles of O2 transform into 2 mole of ozone, then N is equal to 2/3. Why 2/3? For 3 moles of oxygen combines to form 2 mole ozone. Therefore 1.5 mole of oxygen combines to form 1 mole ozone. That's why we can write N is equal to 2/3. N is equal to 2/3. Here, if association is 100%, then I is just reverse of N, and I is equal to 1/N. And if N is equal to 2, that's why I is equal to 1/2. For acetic acid, for acetylene, I is equal to 1/3. Or for oxygen, which is transformed into ozone, I is equal to 3/2, because N is equal to 2/3, or 1/2/3 is equal to 3/2. Therefore, I is equal to 3/2. If association is less than 100%, then how can calculate? The next formula is, for if same formula is same but something is different. If formula is based, association is less than 100%, then if association is less than 100%, then alpha is equal to, say alpha is equal to degree of association. इसके पहले हम डिसोसिएशन लिखा था, अभी जस्ट लिखा है एसोसिएशन. तो अल्फा इज इक्वल टू डिग्री ऑफ एसोसिएशन. फॉर्मूला चेंज. एसोसिएशन के केस में अल्फा इज इक्वल टू 1 माइनस आई एंड 1 माइनस 1/n. 1/n. तो सेम, if degree of dissociation is 40%, degree of dissociation is 40%, then alpha is equal to 40/100, which is equal to 0.4. So we take another example. If 4N acetic acid CH3COH is 100% dimerized. 100% dimerized. You see here, we use the term dimerized. It means 2 mole acetic acid combines to form 1 mole dimer. So dimerized, then observed molarity is, then observed molarity is what? By using this formula, if alpha is equal to 100%, means alpha is equal to 100/100 equal to 1, and n is equal to, for acetic acid n is equal to 1 by n is equal to 2, n is equal to 2. For dimerization n is equal to 2. n कैसे 2 लिख रहे हैं? तो यहाँ क्वेश्चन में मेंशन होगा कि डाइमराइज करो. तो डाइमराइज तो n का वैल्यू 2, ट्राइमराइजेशन होगा तो n का वैल्यू 3 पुट करेंगे, टेट्रामराइजेशन लिखा होगा तो n का वैल्यू 4 पुट करेंगे और इस तरह से सॉल्व करेंगे. That's why alpha, if alpha is equal to 100%, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 2 due to dimerization, then put formula alpha is equal to 1 minus I by 1 minus 1 by n. Then अल्फा इज इक्वल टू 1 एंड 1 माइनस आई बाई 1 माइनस 1 बाई 2. 1 minus 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2. Therefore, 1 minus I is equal to 1 by 2 and I is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2. That means half. I is equal to half. Because here, if n is equal to 2, it means I is equal to 1 by n half. तो आप देख सकते हो कि हमने थोड़ी देर पहले लिखा था कि अगर 100% एसोसिएशन पॉसिबल है तो 100% एसोसिएशन के लिए n का वैल्यू जो होगा तो i का वैल्यू क्या होगा 1 by n. और n अगर डायरेक्ट आपको मालूम है तो आप सीधे लिख सकते हो 1 by n मींस 1 by 2. इट मींस i is equal to 1 by 2. ये तो थ्योरेटिकल एक से बोल, बट मैथमेटिकली आप इसको सॉल्व भी कर सकते हैं. और मैथमेटिकली हम इस तरह से सॉल्व करेंगे कि अगर 4m एसिटिक एसिड 100% डायनालाइज हो तो क्या होगा. तो i का वैल्यू 1 by 2 है. इट मींस 4m ऑब्जेक्ट क्वालिटेटिव प्रॉपर्टी i is equal to object qualitative property by normal qualitative property. If qualitative property is normal given in terms of molarity, then you put I is equal to object qualitative property divided by 4m, and I is equal to half. You already solved. I is equal to half. Then OCP is equal to 4 by 2. It means 2. You see here. If 4m acetic acid is 100% dimerized, then it transform into 2m dimer. यानी 4m लिए तो उसका हाफ हो गया, जो कि 100% वो एसोसिएट. अगर 100% एसोसिएशन पॉसिबल नहीं होगा तो फिर कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे. तो फिर इसी में थोड़ा मॉडिफिकेशन करेंगे. सेम क्वेश्चन को अगर हम देखें, दिस 4m acetic acid is 60% एसोसिएट, 60% dimerized. Then you put alpha is equal to 60%. 60. That's why alpha is equal to 0.6. You put in this formula alpha is equal to 1 minus I divided by 1 minus 1 by n. Then 1 is equal to 1 minus I. 0.6 is equal to 1 minus I by 1 by 2. And 1 minus I is equal to half into 0.6. Therefore, 1 minus I is equal to 0.3. I is equal to 0.7. If I is equal to 0.7, then object qualitative property is equal to 4 into 0.7. That means 4 into 0.7. It means 2.8. 2.8. तो देख सकते हैं 4m जब 100% डाइग्राइज कर रहा था तो वो 2m कर रहा था, एक्जैक्टली हाफ हो रहा था. लेकिन अगर वो 100% डाइग्राइज नहीं करेगा तो एक्जैक्टली हाफ नहीं होगा, हाफ से कुछ ज़्यादा वैल्यू रहेगा. तो देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे ये 2m था, अब ये कितना हो गया 2.8 हो गया. होना भी चाहिए क्योंकि जो एसोसिएशन है इसका वो 100% नहीं. दैट्स ऑल in terms of association and dissociation. You solve all question by using this concept. You use this concept to colligative property. Colligative property. And you know there are 4 types of colligative property are there. 4 types. First is elevation boiling point. तो elevation के लिए आप फॉर्मूला यूज करते हैं डेल्टा टी. और डेल्टा टी इज इक्वल टू नॉर्मली फॉर्मूला लिखते थे के बी इंटू एम. डेल्टा टी इज इक्वल टू के बी इंटू एम. बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ वेंट ऑफ फैक्टर, इन टर्म्स ऑफ वेंट ऑफ फैक्टर, वेंट ऑफ फैक्टर आप इसमें आई को इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे और लिखेंगे डेल्टा टी एम टी बी इज इक्वल टू आई इंटू के बी इंटू एम. आई इंटू के बी इंटू एम. अब आई ये कुछ भी हो सकता है. आई जो है वो डिसोसिएशन, आई मे बी एसोसिएशन और मे बी डिसोसिएशन. अगर एसोसिएशन होगा तो आप एसोसिएशन का फॉर्मूला पुट करोगे, डिसोसिएशन होगा तो डिसोसिएशन का फॉर्मूला पुट करोगे और क्वेश्चन आप सॉल्व करोगे. फॉर्मूला बाकी सब कुछ सेम होगा. इन एलिवेशन ऑफ बॉइलिंग पॉइंट, एलिवेशन इन बॉइलिंग पॉइंट इज इक्वल टू के बी इंटू मोलारिटी. के बी इज इक्वल टू एब्लियोस्कोपिक कांस्टेंट और मोलर एलिवेशन कांस्टेंट. and M is equal to molality. We already discussed in terms of metal. Now next one is depletion in freezing point, which is represented in terms of delta TF. Delta TF is equal to Kb into M. Kb into M. By using Venta factor, we can modify this formula and we write delta TF is equal to Kb into M. Kb into M. Now, third is osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure, which is written in terms of pi, and pi is equal to M into R into T. M into R into T. But in terms of Venta factor, we can write pi is equal to I into MRT. I into M. And last formula is relative lowering of vapor pressure. The relative lowering of vapor pressure means P naught minus Ps by P naught is equal to mole fraction of solvent. What is P naught? P naught is vapor pressure of pure solvent minus vapor pressure of solution divided by vapor pressure of pure solvent is equal to mole fraction of solvent. You can modify this formula in terms of Venta factor and you write in this manner P naught minus Ps by P naught is equal to I into mole fraction of solvent. I into mole fraction of solvent. That's all.